Su Chen has traveled into a parallel world where humans and elves coexist. In this world, Su Chen's identity has undergone earth-shattering changes. He became the only descendant and inheritor of the evil attribute Heavenly King Su He in the scorching summer. When Su Chen was a child, he received the cultivation of the quasi-divine spirit, the single-headed dragon. As Su Chen prepared to embark on his journey, he not only possessed a Heavenly King level 3 evil dragons, but also activated the So.cult system. As a trainer specializing in the evil faction, Soroa, commander of the Moon Ibrahimovic, abyssal even legendary mythical beasts such as Doklai, ancient sword leopard, liberation Hoopa, and so on are all his goals for Su Chen. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. True and False 3 Dragons. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the scorching summer, Jiangsu Province, Yunhua City. Roar, full of violent dragon roars, it suddenly exploded in the sky above the Yunhua forest. The wild elves around were frightened by the roar of the dragon and fled everywhere. Some trainers exploring nearby also choose to leave here as soon as possible. Although dragon spirits are extremely rare, they also mean their strength. It can be inferred from the strong roar that this dragon is definitely not easy to deal with. The trainers who choose to train in Yunhua Forest are mostly newcomers. For them, small lives matter. Even if some people are blinded by the benefits and risk their lives to take a look. That would definitely scare you so much that you would run away quickly while this dragon elf wasn't paying much attention to you. Because this dragon-like elf is a quasi-divine elf with 3 evil dragons. Being able to evolve to the form of 3 evil dragons proves that their strength is at least the foundation of the quasi-heavenly king. And the synonyms for the 3 evil dragons are tyranny and destruction. Encountering 3 evil dragons in the wild or accidentally stepping into their territory, once caught, one can only wait to die. However, in the Cloud Flower Forest at this moment, a young man actually went against the path after seeing these 3 evil dragons. Not only did they not escape, but they gradually approached the 3 evil dragons. After standing at a position suitable for observing the 3 evil dragons in the air, Su Chen stopped and walked on the ground. After careful examination, Su Chen couldn't help but praise. This illusion talent is really good. As mentioned in the introduction, it's only strong but not weak. It seems that I didn't come here in vain. There was no fear in Su Chen's expression, only appreciation. At the same time, the 3 evil dragons in the sky were also somewhat surprised. Surprised why Su Chen didn't escape here, stayed here all the time, looking at himself. In fact, when Su Chen arrived here, the 3 evil dragons discovered this human. However, this human was not as frightened as others when they saw him, and he showed a look of seeing through himself. This makes these 3 evil dragons feel very uncomfortable. I have tried various skills on my own, but it turned out to be useless for the first time. Roar. Another dragon roar full of violent aura. This seems to be the final ultimatum issued by Su Chen. As if the next second, these 3 evil dragons were about to tear him apart alive. Su Chen remained unmoved, and the situation unexpectedly became deadlocked here. A hint of shock flashed through the crimson dragon light of the 3 evil dragons once again. Even it didn't seem to have anticipated that the situation would turn out like this. 3 evil dragons feel that they have been underestimated. So, it prepared to teach the human below a lesson. Make the other person understand why they are the leader of this territory. The dragon attribute energy quickly condenses in its main dragon head and gradually changes into a light blue energy beam. It seems that the next moment, this beam of light is about to hit Su Chen on the ground. The illusion is really good. Even this hand of dragon breath imitates and is real. If it weren't for my 3 evil dragons that I raised from childhood to adulthood, you might have really deceived me. Looking at the three evil dragons about to launch an attack on him, Su Chen still did not feel any panic. In just one sentence, the true situation of these three evil dragons in the air was revealed. Turns out these three evil dragons are fake. Not waiting for the three evil dragons in the air to react, Su Chen immediately took a luxurious ball from his space belt and threw it upwards. Show this little guy the real three evil dragons. The real quasi-divine posture. As the words fell, a strong purple-black evil aura quickly spread out from the luxurious ball and invaded all around. A dragon power full of violence and destruction instantly filled the entire Yunhua forest. The attack of this counterfeit, which was originally transformed in its mouth, was directly shattered by this pressure. Even it was shaken and fell directly from the air to the ground. At this moment, the elf in the luxury ball finally revealed its true face as Mount Lu. The body with blue and black as the main body, 3 pairs of black wings fanning and stirring up the strong wind, and the most eye-catching 3 ferocious and intimidating dragon heads. A genuine 3 evil dragons appeared in the air. The counterfeit on the ground is probably filled with despair at this moment. I thought I had encountered a dumbfounded youth, but I didn't expect to kick a titanium alloy iron plate. I am a fake and happened to bump into someone else's genuine product. Looking at the 3 fake dragons lying on the ground, Su Chen showed a satisfied smile. What is needed is this effect. Immediately after, he gave instructions to his 3 evil dragons. 3 evil dragons, use the dragon god to dive. Show this little guy the world. 3 evil dragons, upon hearing the command, immediately plunged into the sky like rockets, disappearing their own figures in the air. The fake guy on the other side is really about to cry. He's not trying to show himself to the world. This clearly means taking your own little life. Although it really wants to escape, it is now just fish on the chopping board, ready for slaughter. Not to mention whether I can escape from the hands of a 3-headed dragon. Just the dragon power that still exists around it makes it motionless and can only wait to die in place. At the next moment, the 3 evil dragons that had disappeared from the clouds reappeared. As it fell vertically, its body was enveloped by dragon-shaped energy, and behind it appeared the phantom of the dragon god. The momentum is so great that those who don't know think it's going to destroy the entire city of Yunhua. Even the counterfeit on the ground felt a hint of shock in his heart. With such a grand posture, the other party may be trying to destroy the entire forest. And it itself is just a passing item. Bomb! A huge roar echoed through the Yunhua forest. This naturally attracted those trainers who fled due to the roar of the dragon but didn't want to miss out on big things, so they stayed outside. They certainly don't have the courage to go in and check what's going on. But these trainers still spoke up their speculations one after another. I guess it was a powerful trainer who passed by and engaged in a fierce battle with the 3 evil dragons over there. Why don't you say that the dominant elf of Yunhua Forest engaged in a fierce battle with 3 evil dragons, defending their territory? Are you not sure about the overall strength level of the wild elves in Yunhua Forest? It's a huge question whether these 3 evil dragons will appear here, okay? Anyway, I have already reported it to the authorities. This kind of thing is not something we can intervene in. Chapter 2. Soroa with full illusion talent points. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Just as the trainers on the outskirts of Yunhua Forest were discussing extensively. The big battle that Su Chen is engaged in has come to an end. Except for a huge pit on the ground, nothing around was damaged at all. Is the attack of the 3 evil dragons just now, which was like destroying heaven and earth, fake? Of course not. Every king-level elf is like a strategic weapon that can move for a country. A king-level 3 evil dragons, wanting to easily destroy a city is not a joke. It can be said to be easy and effortless. Su Chen had no intention of harming the elf that had transformed into 3 evil dragons. purely to scare the other party and let them know the true power of the three evil dragons, in order to deepen their own illusionary insights. It is precisely because of this that he allowed his three evil dragons to launch such a grand false attack. Even when the hole on the ground was blasted out, the fake three evil dragons in the center were not harmed at all. If that elf had enough intelligence, it would definitely be able to see in the last few moments that this attack was tangible and harmless. As for whether the elf can see Su Chen's kindness or not, it depends on its own talent and nature. Little one, how have you been feeling? Have you gained anything? After entering the edge of the pit, Su Chen bent down and lowered his head, questioning the elf inside. The true face of the elf inside Mount Lu has also been officially revealed. The appearance of a fox cub, with light blue pupils. Most of the hair on the body is black. But the hair around the limbs and eyes is dark red, echoing the flame like dark red hair protruding from the head. This is the evil attribute elf. Soroa. Soroa and its evolved form, Soroyak, are the most well-known and magical abilities that this race naturally possesses as a hallucinatory talent. This also earned them the reputation of being the Phantom Overlord. Of course, there are also high and low levels of illusionary talents and abilities. The Soroa encountered by Su Chen, with its illusionary talent, is definitely one of the top beings in the race. This is not Su Chen's deliberate flattery. In his previous life, he was already a fan of Pokémon, and in this life, he came from a family of heavenly kings who specialize in both refined and evil attributes. Therefore, Su Chen's vision is naturally extraordinary. Elves who can receive his praise naturally have their own uniqueness. The Soroa in front of me, judging from its appearance, probably has only been born for a short time. Unexpectedly transformed into a high-difficulty, high-level elf like three evil dragons. Not only does it have an indistinguishable appearance, but its expression and aura are no different from the real three evil dragons. In addition, after transforming into three evil dragons, this Soroa effortlessly mastered the ability to fly and unleashed it with ease. This alone is enough to prove how talented this Soroa is. In gaming terms, it means being filled with illusionary talents from a young age. There is enormous potential for future growth. Located in the deep pit, Soroa looked up at Su Chen and let out a rather humane complaint. It seems that Su Chen was dissatisfied with the intimidating guidance from three evil dragons he just commanded. As the dragon gods of the three evil dragons were about to dive and fall to the ground, this incredibly intelligent Soroa discovered something wrong. If a powerful elf like three evil dragons really wants its little life, just take any move. There's no need to use such terrifying moves to deal with it. In addition, when the three evil dragons use this move, their speed is not as fast, as if they are deliberately limiting their speed. The most crucial point is that when Soroa was about to face the attack, it clearly felt that the energy contained in this move was very small, and even the target of the attack seemed to be not it. Of course, the important reason why Soroa didn't get angry was because he did indeed gain insights from the guidance of the three evil dragons just now. After complaining a few times, Soroa lightly jumped out of the pit. Then it quickly walked up to Su Chen's pants and rubbed against them with its own head. At the same time, I still remember the coquettish, whimpering sound in my mouth. It seems that you are not only talented, but also socially excellent. Looking at Soroa, who was so pleasing to him, Su Chen didn't expect this little guy to be so popular. The choice between elves and trainers is bidirectional. Trainers are choosing their favorite and suitable elves. Elves are also choosing the right trainer for themselves. For wild elves, this rule also holds. It is obvious that this Soroa saw that Su Chen possessed such a powerful elf with three evil dragons. I recognized him and prepared to hug his thigh. In fact, this Soroa was carrying this idea in her heart. Although it hasn't been in this world for a long time, through observation by external trainers, it has come to understand that the role of a powerful trainer in dealing with elves is unquestionable. It doesn't reject the idea of having a trainer, so why not embrace such good thighs? Soroa. I'll just skip 20 years of detours. QAQ, how's it going? Little one, feel comfortable. Su Chen first squatted down and stroked the little guy Soroa. The tactile sensation brought by the soft hair naturally made Su Chen feel incredibly comfortable when he rolled it up. Immediately after, Su Chen used a special massage technique to massage Soroa. This massage technique is specifically tailored for elves like Soroa. This is the precious knowledge passed down by the Su family, which the outside world has never sought. When Su Chen was young, he had a rough plan for the elves in his team. So some preparations, he started from a young age. This massage technique that Soroa specializes in was naturally perfected by him. Snoring, in a moment, Soroa was conquered by this massage technique. Lying beside Su Chen's legs, enjoying his massage, occasionally making a comfortable snoring sound. Alright, little one, should we get into the luxury ball now? After a process of massage to bring in distance, Su Chen did not forget the purpose of this trip and went straight to the main topic. While speaking, he also took off a luxury ball from the space belt tied around his waist. Compared to ordinary Pokémon balls, luxury balls have significantly improved quality, interior space, and living environment. On the contrary, prices have naturally increased significantly. Most people simply cannot afford it. Chapter 3. System Activation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soroa, who was savoring just now, also nodded, indicating that she understood. Although it has been living in this forest since birth. But through daily observation of those foreign trainers, it can certainly be figured out. Without any guidance from Su Chen, Soroa stood up and directly touched the button in the middle of the luxury ball. As the luxury ball opened, a red light shot out, enveloping and attracting Soroa. Soroa calmly entered the luxurious ball without any resistance. After the luxury ball closed, it symbolically shook in Su Chen's hand twice before returning to calmness. This also means that this Soroa has been successfully subdued by Su Chen. At this moment, a prompt sound from the system echoed in Su Chen's mind. Ding, it has been detected that the host has successfully taken over the initial sprite, and the Pokémon Master System is now activated. After Su Chen traveled to this world, this so-called system was bound to him. But the activation conditions have not been released by the system. For so many years, Su Chen did not sit idly by and tried various methods, but none of them succeeded. So he gave up and no longer studied how to activate the so-called system. After all, with his background and knowledge, he has the confidence to become a king with a specialization in evil attributes. But not long ago, this silent system for over a decade suddenly released a beginner task to him. That is to subdue an initial elf before embarking on a formal trip. This beginner task is very confusing because Su Chen received a quasi-divine elf from the family for cultivation more than 10 years ago. That is to say, the 3 evil dragons of today. However, later on, Su Chen also realized it. The concept of the initial sprite in the system task is likely suitable for novice trainers who are just starting to travel. This beginner task coincides with Su Chen's primary task at the current stage. Because in a while, he will become a new trainer and start his journey. The 3 evil dragons of the Heavenly King level will definitely not be allowed by the Trainers Association to travel as their initial elves. Because this is simply unfair to the new trainers of the same generation, and it is a blow to dimensionality reduction. Established by countries around the world and the Elf Alliance. The age limit for holding initial elves is at least 16 years old. Like those families with conditions, where their children are trained to possess elves from a young age. Countries and alliances can still turn a blind eye. Any unexpected situations encountered midway are not protected by law and can only be handled by oneself. But if you want to bring it directly to the surface at the beginning of the trip, it is definitely not allowed. If there are serious violations, not only will the trainer's qualification certificate be revoked, but there may even be imprisonment. Even Su Chen, who came from the Heavenly King family, recognized this and followed suit. This is a form of protection for trainers from ordinary families. If there were no such restrictions, the chances of ordinary trainers wanting to stand out during their travels would be infinitely reduced. Some novice trainers who come from ordinary backgrounds but have talent are unable to narrow the gap with others due to this reason. Ding, the system has been activated and all functions are fully opened. Congratulations to the host for completing the beginner task and receiving the reward beginner gift pack. Upon hearing the reward, Su Chen's eyes lit up. He really wants to know what's inside the newbie gift package given by the system. But the top priority is to leave here first. The commotion just now was too loud. It's estimated that some trainers from the association have already rushed over. Su Chen was mainly afraid of trouble. After all, when faced with them, they had to start praising themselves and wanting to connect with him. 3 evil dragons, let's go. After jumping onto the backs of the 3 evil dragons, accompanied by Su Chen's shout, the 3 evil dragons began to take action. The flying ability of the 3 evil dragons at the Heavenly King level is not a joke. In almost an instant, Su Chen returned to his estate. After returning to his room, he couldn't wait to check the reward given in the beginner's gift package. Even though this is Su Chen's first time using the system, he still knows how to use it. Those novels from past lives are not for nothing. System, open the beginner's gift package. Accompanied by this, Su Chen silently recited in his heart. As the beginner's gift package was opened, the rewards were also displayed one by one. Ding! Congratulations to the host for opening the beginner gift pack. Congratulations to the host for obtaining. System Usage Guide *1, Lucky Aura *1, Qualification Enhancement Potion, Advanced, *1, Special Power Selection Awakening, Optional, *1 inch. A series of warning sounds echoed in Su Chen's mind. The rewards included in this beginner's gift package did not disappoint Su Chen and gave him a big surprise. These rewards are important just by looking at their names. System Usage Guide, explaining how to use the system. Su Chen didn't read this thing carefully in the first place. His gaze is now on the last 3 rewards. The first one is the Lucky Halo. According to the introduction, once worn, the wearer's lucky value will significantly increase. Luck may seem uncertain, but it can really play a huge role in critical moments. For example, in the future journey, Su Chen's situation of encountering rare elves may become even bigger. The second one is the Qualification Enhancement Potion, Advanced. According to the introduction, this level of potion can help an orange or red qualified elf improve its qualification without any side effects. This effect can be said to be extremely adverse. The elf's own qualifications can almost be seen as his upper limit. This upper limit is generally difficult to break, and the better the qualifications, the greater the difficulty. In this world, there are indeed so-called treasures that can help elves improve their qualifications, but these treasures are not only rare but also expensive. Treasures that can enhance high qualifications are extremely rare. These 3 evil dragons like Su Chen are red qualified. If there is no great opportunity in the future, it may not become a champion in its lifetime, even if it has reached the level of a heavenly king. But the appearance of this potion gave Su Chen hope. As for the final reward. According to the introduction, selecting one of the 18 basic special powers of Dragon Power and Evil Power will help oneself awaken. In this world, some uniquely gifted humans also have the ability to awaken special powers. But different from the settings in the game. The most common special forces in the world are those corresponding to 18 attributes. Chapter 4. Perfect Start. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Choose the power of evil to awaken. For the awakening of these 18 special abilities, Su Chen finalized the power of evil without even thinking about it. Not choosing the power of evil is like having a brain pit. With the blessing of evil power, Su Chen, who specializes in evil attributes, is like adding wings to a tiger. At the same time as making a choice in the heart, the awakening reward of evil power was immediately distributed. Su Chen could clearly feel that at the moment she made her decision, a strange force suddenly emerged from her body. He understood that this was the system helping him awaken the power of evil. Although it is a force of evil, it still gives people a warm and comfortable feeling during awakening. As this force surged towards his body, Su Chen took advantage of this opportunity to fully appreciate these changes. In an instant, the power of evil awakened. Su Chen also had a preliminary grasp of the special power of evil. The system will definitely not help Su Chen. Awakening the power of evil. Develop to the maximum extent possible. The next path still needs to be explored step by Su Chen himself. Fortunately, Su Chen was not hopeless and didn't know how to walk with a black eye. The reason why the family he was born into is that they are trainers of specialized and evil attributes. The most fundamental reason is that the first ancestors of the Su family were special beings who awakened the power of evil. In addition, there are also special abilities among later generations who have awakened the power of evil. With such natural advantages, one would naturally choose to possess specialized, refined, and evil attributes. For thousands of years, the accumulation of knowledge about cultivating evil attribute elves has led the vast majority of the Su family to choose the path of specializing in evil attributes. Then, step by step, he revealed his reputation to the outside world. In modern times, when people mention the Yunhua Su family, the first thing they think of is naturally the specialization of evil attributes. And these knowledge about the cultivation of evil attribute elves, as well as the cultivation and enhancement of evil power, are precious treasures that are difficult to measure in value, and are also one of the manifestations of their Su family heritage. After sorting out things about the system, Su Chen was ready to give his grandfather a call. Tell him the great good news that he has awakened the power of evil. From the beginning, Su Chen had no hidden thoughts. You need to have strength and background. Once this matter is known by his grandfather, Su Chen will receive a large amount of tilt in family resources. This is definitely a huge advantage for Su Chen, who is about to embark on a trip. Step by step. Having advantages is definitely something that needs to be demonstrated. The system helped me put on the lucky halo. Immediately afterwards, Su Chen issued another command to the system. Ding! The lucky halo has been successfully worn. The concise and clear system prompt sound informed Su Chen that the lucky halo had been worn. But Su Chen didn't feel any change here. But just thinking about it, luck can be said to be both mysterious and mysterious. But it cannot be said that it does not exist. Only at critical moments can this mysterious luck play a huge role. Perhaps at some point on the future journey, this luck will inexplicably trigger. As for the advanced qualification enhancement potion, Su Chen did not choose to use it now. According to the information, the elf takes this potion. It will generate an 8-hour sleep period to help the elves complete their best adjustments. Not in a hurry, so Su Chen planned to wait until evening to take it out for the 3 evil dragons to take. If not claimed now, the system will automatically store the reward in the reward space. Well, at this point, Su Chen has already read the usage guide provided by the system. This is learned from the user guide. This so-called reward space, as the name suggests, is a place to help Su Chen store those useless rewards. Once there is a reward that Su Chen has not claimed, the system will automatically store the reward in the reward space. When browsing the system guide, the content above gave Su Chen one big surprise after another. The reason for the surprise is simple, it is the functions contained in the system, one by one more incredible, one more luxurious. Before possessing the system, Su Chen's goal for himself was to become the second champion-level trainer in the history of the Su family. The first one is naturally an ancestor of the history of the Su family. In that era when it was still a dynasty, even the emperor had to look at the face of the Su family. The value of a champion is immensely strong in human history. Even now, they are still the existence of world powers and their numbers are pitifully small. After setting this goal, Su Chen started working hard from a young age to achieve it. Emerging from a young age, showcasing wisdom beyond one's peers, shaping oneself into a peerless genius, and ultimately thanks to these efforts, coupled with Su Chen's strong perseverance. This made his grandfather Su Yong make an incredibly bold attempt. That is to hand over the descendants of the 3 evil dragons in his main team to Su Chen, who is only 6 years old, for cultivation from a young age. If Su Chen hadn't shown her strengths since childhood. Not to mention cultivating a single dragon from the age of 6, even ordinary elves are impossible. After all, for a 6-year-old child, situations such as incomplete establishment of concepts, insufficient understanding of cultivated knowledge, and unpredictable mood changes may inadvertently harm oneself by elves. This is also an important reason why children are not allowed to cultivate elves. After secretly obtaining the single-headed dragon from his grandfather, Su Chen continued to maximize his own advantages. Obtained massive resources from the family and from one's own grandfather. Then, by utilizing the knowledge gained from previous anime, we can maximize the benefits of some undiscovered knowledge in this world. The final result is naturally remarkable. After 10 years of cultivation, I have acquired 3 evil dragons that have just entered the Heavenly King level. Even like Su Chen, there are many descendants from a family who may not necessarily cultivate heavenly level elves throughout their lives. After all, there are many competitors of the same generation in the family alone, and the allocation of resources is also different. In addition, they are not like Su Chen, who not only had extraordinary intelligence at the beginning, but also unique news learned in advance through previous Pokémon anime games and comics. It is not an exaggeration to say that apart from Su Chen, no one in the world can achieve the beginning of cultivating the Heavenly King level elf from a young age. I will read the feedback in the comments section, but the author's level is too low and I won't be able to reply much. Elf qualifications and trainer level divisions will be revealed, please rest assured. Chapter 5. The System's Anti-Heavenly Function. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After browsing the complete system user guide, Su Chen was also deeply shocked by the functions carried by his own system. For Su Chen, who already has a system, if we set a goal now, it is completely capable of standing up to the goal of becoming a leader, competing with those divine beasts with divine power and positions. Perhaps in the future, I can still break my wrist with the world's Arceus. Master Pokémon has a total of 4 most obvious and important functions. The first one is the combat function. This function has only one function. After commanding the elves to complete the battle, the elves they command and participate in the battle can receive certain experience points after the war. Just like in those games, this so-called experience value is equivalent to accelerating the strength growth of elves in reality. In Su Chen's opinion, this combat function will definitely not result in a single cut of 999, and the obtained combat experience points will also be rationalized and evaluated based on various factors. Of course, even with such limitations, this feature is still very challenging. With the support of family resources behind her, Su Chen's speed in cultivating elves is definitely far superior to most trainers of the same generation. So in the future, in addition to dealing with those inheritors who come from the same group, Taoist school, or big family background. In most cases, he works with experienced trainers who have traveled for several years. Now, with the addition of a combat function, the speed at which the strength of the elves cultivated by oneself may double. At that time, one's opponents may become those Taoist masters and vocational trainers. Perhaps, I will be the youngest candidate in the world to participate in the professional trainer competition. Even the youngest king-level trainer in the world. Well, becoming a king-level trainer is not just about owning a king-level elf. The second one is the mall function. According to the instructions in the guide, and after opening the mall and taking a look at it myself, Su Chen also figured out this shopping mall. The products inside range from daily necessities for travel to legendary Pokémon fairy eggs. At the beginning of each month, the mall items automatically refresh. 10 items will appear each time the refresh occurs. Products are random, prices are random. It can be said that the refreshed product is in a situation where everything is possible. It's purely a matter of looking at the face. If you're lucky enough to come across a good low-priced product, it must be earned with blood. If you're not lucky, just don't buy it. As for the currency required for purchasing goods, it is the gold coins provided by the system. The way to obtain this type of gold coin is through the third main function. Task function. The system will issue some sudden or mainline tasks that are related to reality based on the situation of Su Chen's real world. The completion of these tasks may result in a gold coin reward. There is no mandatory takeover of tasks, and there is no punishment for unfinished tasks. Very user-friendly. As for the last major feature, it is the exploration function. This function can be said to be the most powerful auxiliary function. Using this function can help Su Chen view specific information about other elves. Information includes but is not limited to strength, characteristics, qualifications, and skills mastered in the real world, whether it is the evaluation of strength, characteristics, or qualifications. It is necessary to go to specialized large institutions. Only after paying a testing fee will those precision instruments be used for testing. However, even so, institutions still cannot guarantee that the test results are absolutely correct. Even those large institutions established by the state are not acceptable. And sometimes, due to the elf's own situation, there may be errors in the detection results, or nothing can be detected at all. After possessing this feature, Su Chen no longer had to consider these things. If you want to know something, just use the probing function to scan it. Whether searching for suitable elves in the wilderness or engaging in elf battles, this feature can play an unparalleled role. In addition, the system also has other functions. For example, a reward space used to store system rewards, and a Pokémon home that will open up in the future after having 6 Pokémon for easy travel. Hello, Grandpa. I have awakened the power of evil. After throwing the system usage guide back into the reward space, Su Chen eagerly took out his phone and dialed his grandfather's phone. At the first moment of the connection, Su Chen went straight to the point and told his grandfather the great good news. As Su Chen initially anticipated, the grandfather on the other end of the phone had a very strong reaction when he heard the news. This chapter is considered an introduction, and there will be 2 more chapters that officially enter the plot tonight. Chapter 6. A Splendor of the Heavenly King Elves. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Far away in other cities, Su Yong, who had just finished his meeting with his old friend and was preparing to return, received a call from his grandson Su Chen. As soon as I connected, I heard a shocking news. He is very clear about his grandson's personality, and such a big deal will never be ambiguous. However, he still suppressed his excitement and became certain again. Ah Chen, you didn't joke with Grandpa, did you? However, even if it is confirmed again, the underlying meaning with a hint of joy cannot be concealed. Of course not. How could I joke about such a thing? After hearing his grandfather's words, Su Chen affirmed once again. Okay. 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 3 good words in a row are enough to show how happy Su Yong is. Think about it, at Su Yong's level. If there is no such great opportunity, then there is no chance of significant improvement in strength. The next 10 to 20 years will basically come slowly through the grinding of time. So the focus of those elderly trainers is basically on the younger generation. The talent that Su Chen has shown since childhood is certainly not something he needs to worry about. Its achievements are also visible to the eyes, and the fact that it has cultivated 3 evil dragons at the level of the Heavenly King alone is enough to prove everything. As early as the moment Su Chen received the single-headed dragon from his grandfather, the core team of the Su family began to assess him. If the cultivation goes smoothly, then he will be the only heir of the Su family, unshakable. According to their ideas, wait until Su Yong truly steps down. Su Chen, who has fully grown up, is just about to take over as the head of the Su family. As time goes by, this can be said to be recognized by the core team of the Su family. After all, the cultivation process of the single-headed dragon and the achievements achieved by Su Chen are all there. Everyone believes that Su Chen will be the second champion-level trainer in the history of the Su family, once again leading the Su family towards glory. Su Yong has always believed in this. Just as he believed that Su Chen, who had shown his talent since childhood, could successfully establish a partnership with a single-headed dragon. The single-headed dragon is a representative of ferocity, and the difficulty of establishing a relationship with him can be imagined. But Su Chen still succeeded, even though it was still childhood. Then there was a significant tilt in family resources, which helped the single-headed dragon grow rapidly. Now, Su Yong has received good news from his grandson again. My grandson has awakened the power of evil. The importance of this to the Su family, who are specialized in both good and evil, is self-evident. If this news were to be known to the other members of the core of the Su family, they would probably be even more convinced that their grandson was born by fate specifically to lead the Su family towards glory. The upcoming resource tilt is probably even more astronomical. In addition, Su Chen's awakening of the power of evil has another benefit. That means the Su family can openly identify Su Chen as the only heir of the Su family. It used to be easy not to put it on the surface before, but Su Chen secretly cultivated a single-headed dragon from a young age. Only members of the core team of the Su family understand this matter. Even if 3 evil dragons have been cultivated, they cannot be directly placed on the table at this stage. Now there is an additional awakening power that can be used. While confirming that Su Chen is the only heir of the Su family, it is also possible to create momentum for him. You're currently in your own estate, right? After hearing the sudden question, Su Chen, who was chatting with her grandfather, instinctively replied, yes. Wait, we'll be there soon. Before Su Chen could react, Su Yong on the other end of the phone hung up. After about 2 or 3 minutes, a strong wind suddenly appeared outside the window, occasionally hitting the window. Watching this scene, Su Chen seemed to have thought of something and quickly ran to the window. After pushing open the window, he looked up and saw a 3-headed dragon in the air. On the back of these 3 evil dragons, there is also an old man. With such a familiar standard configuration, Su Chen was well aware that his grandfather had come over. Su Chen, who had only recently entered the Heavenly King level with 3 evil dragons, had not yet experienced the dominance of the Heavenly King level. The nickname of perfect nuclear weapons is not for nothing. Even the flying speed of the fastest fighter jet today is still inferior to those sky-level elves who are good at flying in speed. If a king-level elf launches an attack without considering any cost, without corresponding production methods, destroying a city can be said to be both fast and easy. In the scorching summer, the world's #1 national strength, there are no more than 400 trainers who are officially recorded and possess heavenly-level elves. Even if there is still hiding in the dark, the quantity will not increase too much. This is enough to show the status of the Heavenly King level. There is a great divide in the storage capacity of countries with king-level elf trainers internationally. The highest gear is the scorching summer, with the bald eagle. The next tier is the bears and the European Union. In the worst-case scenario, for some small countries, not to mention the Heavenly King level, even the quasi-Heavenly King level may not always be able to make it. The reason for such a large uncertainty, in addition to national strength, economy, and other aspects, is also the most important reason, which is the number of secret realms held. At the same time, as the 3 evil dragons continued to decline. After descending to the front and back of the window, Su Yong gestured for Su Chen to give way and jumped into the room. While retrieving the 3 evil dragons, he also took out a notebook from his body and handed it to Su Chen. When I came over, I also visited the treasure trove. This is a note from an ancestor of the Su family who awakened the power of evil. You can refer to it. Well, within these 2 or 3 minutes, Su Yong also took some time to bring his cultivation notes over. Chapter 7. If you want to wear a crown, you must bear its weight. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Su Chen, who took the cultivation notes, immediately opened them and roughly reviewed the content inside. As Su Yong watched his grandson increasingly immerse himself in the knowledge, he proudly said, "How is the content here? It's very informative, isn't it? This is the cultivation note left by our ancestors who awakened the power of evil and successfully became the first champion-level trainer in the history of the Su family. Although this is a rubbings, the content inside has been preserved intact." After hearing his grandfather's words, Su Chen flipped over his notes and responded, "It's really great. Even if you just take a rough look, you can feel that its value is immeasurable. Yeah, a cultivation notebook compiled by a champion trainer, it's not an exaggeration to say it's priceless." Then, Su Chen gave his grandfather a reassuring pill. "With the help of this book, I believe my speed of practicing evil power will greatly improve. Even when I start traveling, I plan a certain amount of time to study." Not bad. After possessing 3 evil dragons and awakening the power of evil, I still work so hard and remain so calm. While praising him, Su Yong changed his tone and expressed his expectations to Su Chen, saying, "Grandpa is already old now and basically can't go any further. The future depends on you. Whether it's when I was a child or now, I increasingly feel that you will be the presence that leads us Su Shi back to glory. Grandpa didn't see you wrong, and I hope you can be as great as the ancestor who awakened the power of evil and stepped into the championship-level trainer. Carrying such a heavy burden on you, Grandpa feels very guilty. Even if one day you can't hold on, Grandpa won't blame you. He just hopes you can live happily ever after." This statement contains both Su Yong's expectations for his grandson and his childhood dreams, as well as his love for his grandson. "Don't worry, Grandpa. I will definitely fulfill your wish and lead the Su family back to glory." The tone of Su Chen's words was full of confidence. Pressure, at the beginning, there was indeed some pressure. However, with the love and care of my grandfather and those in the core of the Su family towards me, let Su Chen's heart become more peaceful and not easily give up. With great power there must come great responsibility. The Su family and grandfather gave Su Chen the best, so of course Su Chen will do his best to achieve it. Over the years, Su Chen has indeed been working towards this direction. This is something that both Su Yong and others in the core of the Su family have noticed. Nowadays, Su Chen has a system, and if such a goal cannot be achieved, it's better to find a piece of tofu and crash it to death. Ding! Detected the surrounding situation, release the main task 1. Grandpa and family's wish. Task introduction. As someone who has been shining since childhood, you are regarded by your grandfather and family as a representative of their family's glory and a continuation of their wishes. Please complete this wish as quickly as possible and fulfill your grandfather and family's wishes. Task deadline. None. Task reward. Evaluated based on specific completion time, yes/no. Pick.up. At the same time, the electronic prompt sound of the system rang in Su Chen's mind. After distracting herself from watching the main storyline mission, Su Chen chose yes without even thinking about it. There is absolutely no reason to refuse. What my grandfather didn't do, then let him Su Chen complete it. Ding! The task has been successfully taken. Taking advantage of being with her grandfather, Su Chen also asked him some questions about elf cultivation. Cultivation is a university question, and the vast majority of people may not be able to cultivate an elf completely throughout their lives. It is also one of the mandatory courses for all trainers. A powerful trainer means they are also knowledgeable cultivators of elves. If you can't even cultivate elves well, how can you become a powerful trainer? Su Yong naturally answered some questions and wholeheartedly taught his grandson. The knowledge possessed by a heavenly king-level trainer is definitely incredibly rich and invaluable. Any piece of information can potentially benefit the average trainer greatly. As for Su Yong's energy issue, there's no need to worry at all. Although Su Yong is already in his 70s, in reality, the trainers who have completed the link with the elves have greatly improved their physical fitness and reaction thinking in various aspects. It is definitely not something that ordinary people can compare to. This kind of gift called link is known as the gift of the creator god by people. Su Chen also agrees with this viewpoint. The only one in this world capable of performing such miracles is the creator god Arceus. In addition, Su Yong is a down-to-earth veteran top-notch trainer, so there are still many things that he needs to personally handle. So this is indeed a great opportunity. With Su Chen's quick wit, Professor Su Yong didn't stop at all. Su Yong delved deeper and deeper into the topic, while Su Chen became more and more engaged in learning. Only by drinking water or taking a break will there be a pause in between. For an afternoon, it was mostly like this. The teaching that was supposed to continue tonight was interrupted by a phone call. Su Yong's phone is on a whitelist system, and only allowed phone numbers can be connected. So the identity of the person who can call in is definitely extraordinary. Looking at the caller ID, Su Yong frowned and didn't understand why he was calling at this moment. However, he cleared his throat and connected. "Hello, Minister Zhang. What can I do for you?" Su Chen, on the other hand, was very sensible and avoided for a moment. This title, at first glance, refers to official matters. About 3 or 4 minutes later, Su Yong called Su Chen in from outside the door. Then he told Su Chen some good news. The next chapter ends and we officially begin our journey. Don't play college games, just travel to different places, challenge museums, and participate in competitions. Chapter 8. Preliminary Integration into the Team. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It turned out that the official wanted to invite Su Yong to go to a small country in Africa where internal strife occurred to take control. This kind of thing is not something unusual. Many small countries lack high-end combat capabilities. So when encountering related difficulties, they often go to major countries to seek help. After reaching an agreement with the other party, the official side will select trainers from different strength levels to go according to the difficulty level of the situation. This kind of delegation between countries, whether it is the level of security or the value of the delegation. Neither of them can be compared to commissions released by individual trainers. Yes, publishing commissions seeking help from trainers in this world is an incredibly patrolling task. When traveling in the wilderness and afraid of encountering problems beyond one's ability, one can entrust a skilled trainer to follow and protect along the way. If you want to collect a unique material in the wild, you can also post a commission for someone to pick it up. This form of personal commission publishing can be said to be very casual. Both offline and online are available, and the publisher needs to choose by themselves. In addition, the commission price should be considered, and selecting suitable recipients is of utmost importance. After all, there is a mix of good and bad in the personal market, and although the price may be relatively cheaper, the quality may be much worse. Of course, there is also an extremely formal and complete place of commission. That is to go to the Trainers Association and issue a formal commission. This formal commission can only be accepted by trainers who have undergone layers of review and obtained official certification. On the contrary, the price required to publish a commission is much higher. The commissions issued by small countries to large countries can be said to be countless. This kind of delegation can be said to be very popular. Whether in terms of value or exploration. This kind of national-level commission naturally goes without saying much about the remuneration. Travel to other countries and have the opportunity to meet new elves and new opportunities. For those adventurous trainers, ensuring safety as a prerequisite is a great pleasure. Of course, I would choose to take on this commission. The most crucial thing is that a new secret realm has emerged in that small country with internal turmoil. During the conversation, Su Yong also revealed the biggest purpose of his trip to his grandson. I see. Upon hearing this, Su Chen suddenly realized. As an old king, my grandfather is not lacking in resources at all. And it's already past the age to go out and experience. There must be huge benefits behind being able to persuade the official. Then Su Yong threw a heavy bomb and said, the most important thing is that there seems to be a new evil attribute elf appearing in this secret realm. Yes, for the Su family, who specialize in evil attributes. A new type of evil attribute elf has emerged. Even if suspected, it needs to be verified by millions. That grandson can only wish grandpa a smooth journey. All Su Chen can do now is to bless. Before crossing over, as a Pokémon fan, he had already recorded the entire picture book. I have a rough guess in my heart about this newly discovered evil attribute elf. Then I'll go. I hope to hear about your great results during your trip, Chen, on the phone next time. After speaking, Su Yong also left in a hurry. A suspected brand new evil attribute elf, can you be in a hurry? After watching Grandpa leave, Su Chen left the room and took the elevator back to the lobby on the first floor. The entire hall, without a single person, appeared quite deserted. Su Chen paid no attention and walked straight towards the backyard. This manor was specially built for Su Chen to facilitate his secret place to cultivate 3 evil dragons. So there are no servants or maids in the entire estate. Only on designated days will a dedicated person come to clean. Apart from my own family and relatives, the team that came here the most times was responsible for nurturing all aspects of the 3 evil dragons. For example, those responsible for daily meals, those responsible for developing periodic training plans, and those responsible for monitoring physical conditions. As soon as Su Chen arrived in the backyard, a dining car suddenly stood here. On weekdays, there is dinner with him and 3 evil dragons placed on it. Today, due to the addition of an extra Soroa, an extra portion was added. Tonight, let's get to know each other well. 3 evil dragons. Soroa was also released by Su Chen. Soroa, who was first seen in the world, looked around and was then attracted by the enthusiastic and steaming food on the dining car. However, considering that its trainer had not spoken, it still held back and stayed in place. Besides, the 3 evil dragons beside it put too much psychological pressure on it. Even if the 3 evil dragons have completely restrained their breath. The 3 evil dragons on the side were quietly watching the little one next to them, beginning to release their goodwill. And Su Chen also occasionally encouraged Soroa. Soroa's mood has also improved significantly. Although the personalities of the 3 evil dragons are often fierce, there are still exceptions within the race. For example, Su Chen's one doesn't show much ferocity in normal times. So for the new Soroa, the 3 evil dragons should only be considered as their newly acquired little brothers. I am the leader of the team. The first boss is naturally referring to Su Chen. Looking at the actions of the 3 evil dragons, Su Chen showed a pleased smile. A qualified trainer also has an extremely crucial step after subduing elves, which is to integrate them into their own team and let newly joined elves coexist harmoniously with other elves. Whether this part is difficult or simple, the key still depends on the personality and type of the elf. It's like, in your team, there's a weasel slaying and then trying to install a spoon snake. Its difficulty is absolutely unbeatable, it's a natural enemy. The 3 evil dragons were personally cultivated and grown up, and Su Chen was extremely reassured about their personality and temperament. The only concern is that the age of the 3 evil dragons is too young. A 10-year-old 3 evil dragons, it has been said that most people would think it's a fantasy and impossible. Many elves have a much longer lifespan than humans, especially dragon elves. Some dragon spirits may take decades just to develop. Trainers can only use massive resources to shorten this time. And these resources not only need to be reasonably matched, but they are not something that can be easily obtained. In addition to the resources provided by the Su family, the growth rate of the 3 evil dragons has been like riding a rocket in the past decade. The core reason is that Su Chen accidentally entered a new secret realm and encountered a treasure that was extremely suitable for the 3 evil dragons. It was thanks to that secret treasure that the single-headed dragon was able to complete the curve overtaking and rocket racing at that time. Now it seems that the attitude of the 3 evil dragons towards the newly added elves is also extremely perfect. Whether in terms of emotions or strength, the weight of the 3 evil dragons in Su Chen's heart is the most important. So it has long been identified as the core and leader of the future evil faction team. As the boss, I definitely have the right to know which elves I will be living with in the future. After deciding to place the highly qualified Soroa in this team, Su Chen specifically explained it to the 3 evil dragons. The 3 evil dragons are not exclusive, so Su Chen chose to let them establish a relationship and try to coexist. I believe that in the future, Soroa will fully integrate into it. After establishing a preliminary relationship, Su Chen served dinner as a signal that it was time to eat. After finishing the meal, there are incredibly important things to do. At that time, the qualifications of the 3 evil dragons will also undergo a huge leap. With the incredible prop of qualification enhancing agents, no matter what kind of journey Su Chen embarks on in the future, the 3 evil dragons can closely follow. Chapter 9. Departure. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The enhancement of this power is truly wonderful. At 11 o'clock in the evening, Su Chen lay in bed without any drowsiness. While feeling energetic, he could clearly feel the strength inside his body constantly rising. The reason for such a situation is to mention what happened several hours ago. After dinner with Soroa and the 3 dragons, Su Chen first encouraged Soroa and then collected it back into the luxurious ball. Then he left the 3 evil dragons alone. After removing and opening the advanced qualification enhancement potion, Su Chen and the 3 evil dragons all smelled an incredibly fragrant and rich scent. Unlike Su Chen, the 3 evil dragons, who didn't know what it was, not only found it pleasant to smell, but also developed a strong desire. Seeing this situation, Su Chen no longer hesitated and directly fed this bottle of medicine to the 3 evil dragons. After feeding, there was no obvious change in the 3 evil dragons. Just think about it, there is still that 8-hour dormancy period. At this moment, Su Chen thought of the detection function possessed by the system and quickly began to explore his 3 evil dragons. I just came to help Soroa and the 3 dragons get closer in terms of relationship and affection. I almost forgot that I still have this incredible feature. With Su Chen's operation, a light blue transparent panel appeared in front of him. Pokémon. 3 evil dragons, level. Heavenly King first level, LV.61, attribute. Evil plus dragon, category. Fierce Pokémon, qualification. Red, under improvement, feature. Floating, moves. Impact, bite, dragon breath, gather chi. Dragon divine dive, reverse scale, destroy dead light. Only Su Chen can see this panel, which detailed the levels, attributes, classifications, qualifications, characteristics, and all the moves mastered by the 3 evil dragons. Even though Su Chen had already had a psychological expectation in advance, he couldn't help but be shocked. The level has been more intuitively divided by the system, allowing him to make more accurate judgments. Newcomer level, normal level, advanced level, elite level, professional level, quasi-heavenly king level, champion level, leader level. This is the rough division of elf power. The system has not yet been opened due to exceeding the power division of the sect level. The qualifications have been improved and will also be specially marked. If the red qualification is upgraded by 1 level, then it is the golden qualification. This is a qualification that can reach the championship level. After thousands of years of research, the world has established a clear hierarchy of elf qualifications. From low to high, they are white, green, blue, purple, orange, red, and gold. This is also the most well-known among the public. According to the speculation of researchers, qualifications above this can be defined as colored. It used to be speculation, but Su Chen can be completely certain. Because the system also provides a specific level table, similar to level segmentation. Elves with colored qualifications are highly likely to grow into the leader stage. How strong is the power of the leader level? It can also be called a demigod. It is not a quasi-god or a semi-god, but rather a comparison with those who hold religious authority. Going further at this stage is truly becoming a god. Even the weakest god is a god. Come back first, 3 evil dragons. Su Chen said to his blessings, tomorrow morning, you will find that you have undergone earth-shattering changes. In order to preserve some mystery and surprise, Su Chen did not tell the 3 dragons that this potion would help them improve their qualifications and complete the best adjustments to their bodies. Okay, boss. A heartwave induction came, and the rather childish sound came from 3 evil dragons. Su Chen was not surprised, and as usual, he collected the 3 evil dragons back into the luxurious ball. Electrocardiogram, a special ability that can help elves communicate directly with humans. Some gifted or specific elves can easily master this ability. The number of such elves is indeed not small. But what if you really don't have this talent? Don't worry, as long as the elves understand the mysteries of attributes and are promoted to the heavenly king level, they can quickly comprehend them on their own. After all, telepathy, at the level of a king-level elf, is purely a small skill. After completing these tasks, Su Chen washed up early and prepared to go to bed. At first, it was just fine, but soon I couldn't fall asleep. Then there arose the issue of an increase in internal strength. Su Chen happily received feedback from the power of the 3 evil dragons. If the trainer and the elf truly achieve their wish, there will be an inexplicable connection. This link will provide feedback on the elf strength to the trainer himself. Enable trainers to also improve. This power feedback, compared to elves, can be said to be the tip of a feather on a small blade. But for frail humans, it is a substantial leap. Even though the physical fitness of humans in this world far exceeds that of previous lives, they are still weak when facing elves. This kind of link has greatly helped humanity. Until now, people have been unable to study how this link was created, so it is classified as a miracle. Just thinking about it, only Arthas could possibly achieve this. Of course, this type of link is not unlimited. Until now, no one has the possibility of linking to the second elf. As for the conditions of the link, it has also been summarized by people very roughly. For example, communicating with elves and understanding each other's intentions at 5 a.m. the next day, Su Chen, who was full of energy, was already dressed neatly. I am preparing to leave this place where I have lived for nearly 10 years and plan to start my own journey as a trainer. Even Su Chen couldn't help feeling a little excited. This matter has been eagerly anticipated by him for the first 16 years. Now, it's finally about to start. With my grandfather's wishes and my own dreams, embark on my own journey as a traveler. Chapter 10. Determination to apply for the elf driver's license. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Chen's estate was built in the suburbs, and the nearby land had long been purchased by the Su family. There are dedicated security personnel around, which directly eliminates the possibility of outsiders accidentally entering this area. The purpose of doing so is to cover up as much as possible the fact that Su Chen has quasi-divine elves and is cultivating them. For Su Chen, who is about to leave here, the value of this estate has completely disappeared. Come and take care of it on time, and the security around is still there. Perhaps when he passes by here in the future, he may come over to stay for a while, reminiscing about his childhood with the 3 evil dragons. His first stop is the choice of all trainers, the local trainer association. Complete the certification of a new trainer. Only in this way can one's identity be officially recognized, challenge the Taoist temple, participate in competitions, and enjoy the benefits of the Elf Center. And below the estate, there is already a driver from the Su family waiting in place. Young Master. At the moment of seeing Su Chen, Zhang Yuan not far away immediately extinguished the cigarette in his hand. After dispelling the smell from his body, he immediately ran over and respectfully said. Xiaohong went to have fun, I'll let it come over now. Well, it's okay. I'm not in a hurry. Su Chen waited with peace of mind as he watched Zhang Yuan whistle out. It seems that I arrived over half an hour early. Zhang Yuan is one of his exclusive drivers. On call, on weekdays I help at Su's ranch. If Su Chen wants to arrive at a destination quickly, it's usually him who comes to pick him up. Over the years, Zhang Yuan has been working diligently and without making any mistakes. The only downside is that the smoke cannot stop. However, Su Chen didn't say much because he carried a spray to remove the smoke. With the sound of the whistle, Xiaohong in Zhang Yuan's mouth also hurriedly ran back. The fiery red figure is the fiery horse. The real world is different from games. In the game, players must reach a certain level in order to evolve. But not all elves in reality have good qualifications. Is it difficult for these elves to not evolve for a lifetime? Of course not. As long as the developmental cycle ends, evolution will naturally be completed. So it's normal to have a flame horse in its 20s. Young master, let's go. Su Chen doesn't like the feeling of being supported onto a horse. Zhang Yuan naturally followed suit. After he got on the horse, Su Chen also jumped up and turned around, landing steadily on the back of the horse. There is a dedicated area on the saddle where Su Chen sits for his grip. So when he saw his own young master sitting down, he said, "Young master, sit down. Let's go." Then he drove away from here. Every time Su Chen rides on his own driver's fiery horse, he always feels a bit embarrassed. Even if you don't ride next to each other, there is still a distance available. This also became even more firm. After completing the certification of the new trainer, he immediately registered for a ground elf driver's license. Even with the advancement of technology nowadays, some people still choose to drive elves. But to drive the Pokémon in urban areas, you still need to take a driver's license. There are 3 types of elf driving licenses, namely, ground, ocean, and sky. At this stage, Su Chen only needs to apply for a ground elf driver's license. After obtaining your driver's license, you don't have to worry about the riding elves you need. I met a suitable one in the wild and can easily tame it on my own. If you have not yet tamed the suitable ones and need them urgently in the city, you can use the elf teleportation device to teleport your own cultivated riding elves. Even a high-level powerful flame horse, its driving speed is still very fast. This journey only took 13 minutes. Su Chen arrived at the door of the Trainers Association. The Trainers Association and Elf Center have a 24-hour lunch break throughout the year. The Trainer Association has many functions, responsible for assessing and certifying the level of trainers, handling documents related to trainers, issuing commissions, and distributing subsidies to trainers on weekdays. It also belongs to the existence of overcrowding. Even if it's not even 6 o'clock now, there are still people queuing inside to handle business. However, Su Chen never worries about this issue, and his background can solve 99% of his problems. His appointment phone numbers are all connected and arranged by the vice president of the Yunhua Trainers Association. As soon as Su Chen walked into the Trainers Association, a staff member specializing in reception quickly walked over to receive him. "Mr. Su, please come with me." Su Chen nodded and immediately followed. Under the guidance of this staff member, Su Chen arrived at a reception room. "Mr. Su, please wait a moment. We will expedite the process for you." After receiving Su Chen's ID card and a luxurious ball containing Soroa, the staff member immediately left to help Su Chen handle the business. Except for myself personally coming, everything else is represented by the staff of the Trainers Association. This is not a treatment that ordinary people can have. The reason why I came is still because I need to brush my face midway. Otherwise, Su Chen could have completed the certification of a new trainer without leaving home. Along the way, someone also brought tea and pastries. Quickly, the staff completed the processing for Su Chen. At the same time as she entered, the electronic prompt sound of the system rang in Su Chen's mind.